The Lego Movie 2, 2019. Note, this spoiler was sent in by Jeremy just moments after Emmett Brickowski, Chris Pratt, and his friends saved their city of Bricksburg. They are visited by aliens from the planet Duplo. This comes just after their real-world builder Finn, Jaden Sand, is told by his father, Will Ferrell, that his little sister is now allowed to play with Legos. After the Duplos threatens to destroy the Lego people, Emmett approaches them with a heart that he builds as a peace offering, only for the Duplo leader to eat it. Lucy, aka Wildstyle, Elizabeth Banks, tries to attack, but this just makes the alien scream powerfully enough to shatter windows. The Duplos start to rampage across Bricksburg, causing structures to collapse. Emmett and Lucy get help from Batman, Will Arnett, Unikity, Allison Brie, Metalbeard, Nick Offerman, and Benny, Charlie Day, but they are outmatched and defeated. Meanwhile, President Business, also Will Ferrell, ditches them to go golfing. 5 years later, Bricksburg has become Apocalypseburg, with everyone adjusting to their new city by being dark, brooding, and edgy. Lucy says that the Justice League, Superman, Channing Tatum, Wonder Woman, Kobe Smulders, Aquaman, Jason Momoa, Green Lantern, Jonah Hill, and Cyborg went off to fight the Duplos, but they never returned. Batman stayed behind to do a standalone adventure and is now living in a large fortress with Alfred, Ralph Fiennes. Emmett is the only one who retains his cheerful disposition. He joins Lucy with some coffee, but she is too busy brooding. Emmett then mentions having a crazy dream in which he saw a dolphin clock with a time of 5:15 and a black hole opening that swallows all of his friends in an event called Armageddon. He then shows Lucy that he built them a house just outside of the city and he brings her over to check it out. While she thinks it's nice, she worries it will attract unwanted attention, and she also thinks Emmett is too childish. Her fears are confirmed when a ship descends toward the city and spots Emmett, Lucy, and Unikity, who is now huge and goes by Ultra Kitty. The pilot fires a heart bomb at the trio, who run away after building an escape buggy. However, they are followed because Emmett puts his blinker on. They make it to Batman's fortress, where they hide from the invader, and Batman attempts to fire at them, but it doesn't work. The invader makes her way in and introduces herself as General Sweet Mayhem, Stephanie Beatriz. She seeks out the leader of the group, and Lucy points Emmett out as the special. Mayhem disagrees and doesn't see anything special about Emmett. She proceeds to kidnap Lucy, Batman, Unikity, Benny, and Metalbeard and take them with her. Emmett tries to get the other citizens to help him save his friends, but they don't want to join him due to him being immature. Emmett sets off on his own to rescue his friends by converting his house into a ship. Mayhem brings the Master Builders to the sister system where she lives. She takes them to a planet ruled by the shape-shifting Queen Whatever Wanabe, Tiffany Haddish. Whatever appears like an evil tyrant, but she does her best to persuade the heroes that she is the complete opposite of a villain by singing a song about it. She manages to persuade the others by appealing to their interests, spaceships for Benny, cute stuff for Unikity, pirate stuff for Metalbeard, and just appealing to Batman's ego. Everyone but Lucy is convinced that she can be trusted. Whatever wants to marry Batman and unite their worlds, which startles him. Emmett is making his way through space, only to come across a Glasteroid storm. Just before he collides with one, he is saved by the super cool Rex Dangervist, also Chris Pratt, flying in a ship shaped like a fist. He brings Emmett on board and introduces himself as a galaxy-defending cowboy raptor trainer, in other words, Chris Pratt's most famous roles. Rex tells Emmett his backstory of how he was left trapped under the dryer in Finn's home and was forgotten by his friends, but he managed to pull himself out and become who he is now. He has a whole control center with raptors that he trained. Rex then decides to join Emmett in his quest to save his friends. The Master Builders are brought to Planet Sparkles in preparations for the wedding. Lucy is given a wash, revealing that the black in her hair is painted and her real hair is blue. Whatever's assistants Ice Cream Cone, Richard Ayoade, Banarner, Ben Schwartz, and Balthazar, Noel Fielding, try to get Lucy as pumped up as they are by forcing her to listen to the upbeat catchy song. She escapes and finds herself crawling through a vent next to Bruce Willis, voicing himself as a Lego. At the same time, Emmett and Rex appear on the same planet with other Lego minifigures people. Emmett finds everybody to be overly happy and friendly. The Justice League are there, and Superman is now best buds with Green Lantern, whom he couldn't stand before, and even Lex Luthor, Ike Barinholtz. They also go along and sing catchy song, which Rex finds painful. Batman and Whatever have a private dinner together. Mayhem scans Batman and detects that he is hiding his insecurities under his ego, which Whatever implies is not unlike her. He admits that he is not looking to get hitched, but Whatever responds that she only said she wanted to marry him to make her real crush jealous. This starts to make Batman walk back on his words, just as Whatever starts to sing a song about why she's not into Gotham City guys. Batman relents and makes an official proposal to her. Numerous citizens gather on top of a giant wedding cake for Batman and Whatever's wedding. Lucy meets up with Emmett and Rex as they both plan to stop the ceremony by smashing the wedding cake. Rex is suspicious of Lucy and thinks she is brainwashed, but Emmett trusts her. As they proceed with their plan, Lucy runs into Mayhem, and in the confrontation, Mayhem is knocked off a ledge. Her helmet falls off, and her deep and tough voice is gone, and she appears genuinely frightened as she holds on for dear life. She slips, but Lucy manages to catch her. Mayhem explains that she and Whatever really aren't bad, and that they just wanted to unite their worlds. This leads Lucy to realize that Rex is the true villain, as he is trying to keep everyone apart. Outside, Lucy watches the ceremony and sees Whatever take her true form, the heart that Emmett built all those years earlier for the Duplos. Before Lucy can stop Emmett, he harnesses his grown-up power and smashes the cake, which causes everything to fall into ruin and tear open a hole. Everything that happens is a result of the real world where Finn's sister Bianca, Brooklyn Prince, has brought Finn's Legos into her room so that they can play together, but Finn is a jerk and he breaks Bianca's creations. Their mother, Maya Rudolph, comes in and scolds them for fighting, and because the Legos hurt her bare feet, she orders the kids to put the pieces away in a storage bin, the black hole. This makes Emmett's nightmare of Armageddon come true, as the kids pick up all the Legos and leave them trapped in the darkness of the storage bin. After Emmett realizes what has happened, Rex tells him the truth: he is Emmett from the future. On his trip to save his friends, Emmett ended up under the dryer and was left alone, just watching Finn play without him. He became bitter and forced himself out of the dryer, where he made a new, tougher, mature image for himself and shunned all the cute and childish things he once valued. He made himself a time machine using bits from the DeLorean, Bill and Ted's phone booth, the TARDIS, an H. Wells contraption, and a hot tub, and he used it to go back in time to find Emmett before he got lost. Since Emmett doesn't agree with his plans, Rex tosses him out of the ship and back under the dryer. Lucy, Mayhem, and the Master Builders all feel sad and sing about how everything is not awesome, but this doesn't mean that it has to be the end for them. In the real world, Finn realizes that he was rotten to Bianca and remembers how much fun they had playing together when they were younger, and he makes amends with her by bringing her the Whatever heart. Meanwhile, Emmett is stuck under the dryer and attempts to free himself, but he has limited movement down there. Rex joins him to fight and keep him there, but now that Finn and Bianca are playing, Lucy is free and she goes to help Emmett, and they use one of Mayhem's heart bombs to defeat Rex. Rex realizes how wrong he was, but now that Lucy has come to save Emmett, it means that Rex won't exist. He starts to disappear, but bids farewell to Emmett and Lucy. The two are then reunited with their friends. Finn and Bianca combine their worlds so that all the residents now live in harmony. President Business returns from his golf trip but gets kicked out of town almost immediately. Lucy rebuilds her and Emmett's home and presents him with a surprise: an original album of Everything Is Awesome. Emmett looks closely and sees Lucy on the cover, and it slowly dawns on him that she was one of the original artists behind the song. After Finn's father allows his sister Bianca to play with their Legos, she introduces Emmett and his friends to the Duplo aliens, which quickly destroy the city of Bricksburg and turn it into Apocalypseburg over the next 5 years. The Master Builders are found by an invader named General Sweet Mayhem, who kidnaps Lucy, Batman, Onychity, Metalbeard, and Benny to bring to the sister system. Emmett embarks on a personal quest to save them, and he is found by the totally tough and mature Rex Dangervist, who then joins him on the mission. Mayhem brings the Master Builders to her leader, Queen Whatever Wanabe, a shape-shifting creature who tries to convince the others that she is most definitely not evil. She wants to marry Batman, but Lucy is highly suspicious of her intentions. As Emmett and Rex try to stop the ceremony, Mayhem reveals to Lucy that she and Whatever really aren't evil, but they just want to bring their world together with Bricksburg. This leads Lucy to realize that Rex is the bad guy, but she fails to stop him and Emmett from destroying the wedding cake that would have united their worlds. In the real world, this happens as Finn gets mad at Bianca for playing with his stuff and breaks her creations. Their mother orders them to put the Legos away, leaving Emmett's friends trapped in a storage bin. Rex then reveals to Emmett that he is Emmett from the future after being left under the dryer and being supposedly forgotten. He made a more mature image for himself to get over all the things he used to care about, and then built a time machine to go back and save himself. When Emmett refuses to go along with Rex, he sends Emmett back under the dryer. Finn and Bianca reconcile, which leads Lucy to be free and save Emmett. Rex realizes the error of his ways, but since Lucy has saved Emmett, Rex ceases to exist. Finn and Bianca start playing together again, which means that Bricksburg and the sister system now coexist in harmony. Emmett and Lucy build a home together, and Lucy surprises Emmett by showing that she was one of the original artists to sing "Everything is Awesome."